Hey there guys, this is Joe with sloppyjoesshredshack, and today we're going to be doing a review on a Fender Jazzmaster player series. Anyways, let's hear what I think about this particular instrument. Anyways, welcome back to the Shred Shack. Now, if you haven't seen my face before, welcome to the Shred Shack. It's nice to have you, and I am your host of the sloppiest guitar channel on YouTube. So definitely click like, press subscribe, leave a comment, do whatever you want, because all of those things make me feel real good, and I like feeling real good. But anyways, let's get back on track here. First off, I want to thank Bruce from Good Times Music for letting me demo and do a playthrough of this guitar. Now, today it's going to be a lot more talking and a lot less rocking. I'm going to be talking about the specs and my personal views on this instrument. If you want to hear, just me playing through all of the pickup selections, coil split and the humbuckers, definitely go back to part 1 of this video. It's just a raw playthrough, and I do a lot more rocking on the guitar and a lot less talking, if you know what I'm saying. Well, like I was saying, I want to thank Bruce from Good Times Music for letting me do this. He has an awesome little guitar shop up here in the Copper Country, which is also known as the Houghton, Michigan area. Up in the upper north, we may as well be considered Canadians because of how thick our silly accents are. But anyways, let's talk about this thing. So what is this? This is a Fender Jazzmaster. Now, it's the player series. So the cool thing is it's got 2 humbuckers in it, and it's also got a little, I don't know if you can see that right there, but it has a coil tap or a coil split. I don't really know which one it is. All I know is that it sounds great because I love single coil tones, but it's nice to have the option of humbuckers whenever you need to just tap right into it, right? But let's go through the specs of this thing now. 25.5-inch scale like most Fender guitars. It's got a nice Jazzmaster tremolo here with a cool little Fender doodad, little logo there. It's got 2 humbuckers. It's got a volume. It's got a tone, a 3-way selector, and like I was saying, a coil split on here also. Now, this has a Pau-Ferro fretboard, Pau-Ferro. I don't really know how to say it, but anyways, it looks a lot like rosewood, and it feels and plays very, very great. Now on the back side here, we have a nice little neck plate cover with a cool little Fender logo on there. I don't know if we can see that, but it has a modern C-shaped profile to the neck, so it's nice and thin, but not too thin. It's not like a wizard neck or anything, but it feels really comfortable on your hands for doing leads, which was very, very cool. I liked that. And then it also has some little Fender tuners on there that are surprisingly good, considering that they're just stock Fender tuners. I was a little leery about that, but this thing has been holding its tune very well, even with me playing with the bar. And finally, a maple neck, and it has a little satin finish on the back here, so it's very, very comfortable to play, to say the least. Now, this guitar is clocking in at, I don't know if we can see this here. Maybe I can try to get it to, there we go, $674. It's very well priced for the quality and craftsmanship that you're getting. I was a little leery coming over and trying this, and I was delightfully surprised, to say the least. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's a 9.5-inch fretboard radius, so the modern Fender radius. Not too flat, not too curved, happy and right in the middle. It feels really good for recording and for lead guitar work. So what do I think about this instrument? Well, like I was saying, I was a little bit leery when I was trying this thing out, or going to try this out, because one, I've never played a Jazzmaster. I've basically gone through in the last few months and played a good chunk of the Fender series of guitars here. This is one that I haven't touched because, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated by it. The bridge intimidated me. Now, if you are gonna be looking to buy one of these, this is a little bit different to work with. It's not a Floyd Rose, it's not a vintage trem system, it's its own beast. So there's tutorials all over YouTube on how to set up these tremolo systems. It's relatively easy, but they're a little quirky. You know, that's why they weren't so popular back in the day. It was because they were just too quirky. And the Stratocaster, you know, Jimi Hendrix made the Strat more famous. So people tended to go towards that realm if they were looking to get a tremolo system on the guitar. Now, you know, you have guys that are using Jazzmasters. You know, you got Jay Mascis of the legendary band Dinosaur Jr. Now, he plays ones with P90s, more of a traditional Jazzmaster. And then I believe Jim Root from Slipknot and, crap, what's that other band that he's in? It doesn't matter. But he plays Jazzmasters also, probably more like a modernized version of a Jazzmaster. But yeah, I was very surprised, and I like the way that this feels and plays. So who would I recommend this guitar to? I would recommend this guitar to almost freaking anybody. You know, it has like that old school cool aesthetic going on to it, but it can get some modern tones, which is cool. But then it also, if you want, can get some old school, you know, classic rock tones. So this thing can cover a lot of bases. Also, because of, you know, the pickguard, this is a great mod platform guitar. If you wanted to throw some, you know, super high output pickups in here, you definitely could. You know, now these are humbuckers, obviously, but they're a little bit lower output. Now, for me, they're really high output because lately I've been playing a lot of low output guitars in like my personal collection outside of my Kiesel SCB. But these are right in the middle between dark and bright. They're not too muddy and they're not too, you know, ear piercing. So they're right in the middle. For me, they're a little bit on the too muddy side, but I can definitely find a use for those. You know, if you're playing, you know, grunge, alternative rock, this is awesome. These humbuckers are great. These humbuckers are great for that. Excuse my hiccuping. The thing that I liked and I didn't know was on it until I actually went and read on the website was the coil tap function, and it sounds really awesome. So I'll just kind of go through I'll just play a chord, hit all the pickup selectors, and pop that coil split in and out, and it sounds really, really good. So yeah, this thing has a very, very good range of sounds that you can get out of it, considering how simple the layout is. The tonal atmosphere that you can create just with the guitar alone is really, really nice. Now the cool thing is I can definitely see myself playing one of these, which, you know, I never really thought of. I just bought another guitar the other day, and I'm kind of sad that I didn't even consider getting a Jazzmaster. So, I mean, it is what it is. Lesson learned. If I want to grab another guitar, possibly I might be grabbing one of these in the future. But I really, really like it. Now, the only faults that I honestly have about this thing are the pickups. They're not terrible. I mean, you could definitely record a record with these, but they're just not to my personal liking. And the bridge is a little wonky to work with, you know. But once you learn how to really get this bridge to work in your benefit, it's going to be a great addition to your collection here. You know, those are the only two things that I can honestly gripe about. You know, other than that, you know, it's a great solid guitar. Alder body, maple neck. I mean, it's classic Fender guitar right here, and there's really nothing to really mark down on it, you know. And the cool thing is with the pickguard, you can do, you know, a lot of that, you know, pickup swapping and different things of that nature, and, you know, have some fun with this thing. But yeah, this thing sounds good for cleans, it sounds good on overdrive, but it especially sounds great with a high gain sound, which is kind of cool for, you know, an older style guitar like this. But yeah, I give this thing a solid 8 out of 10. It's a great guitar. Is it in my, you know, wheelhouse of things that I would possibly buy in the future? Yes. Is it great for someone who is definitely in that alternative rock style? Yes. This is that guitar. This is the ultimate garage rock guitar right here. But, you know, for me, I don't know if I'm super into it, but I really am surprised by how well and great this thing feels in place. So I'll just give it a solid 8 out of 10. You know, it's not the best guitar that I've ever played, but it is far from the worst. And if you're already looking at getting one of these, get it, because as someone who isn't a giant fan of this guitar, and I think that this thing's good, if you are a fan of this guitar, you will definitely think that it's good. But anyways, if you like the content that I'm putting out, definitely feel free to subscribe and smash that bell notification. Now, you can always follow me on Facebook. Just pretend this is a keyboard and type it into your browser, you silly goose. Or you can hit me up on Instagram at sloppyjoes_shredshack. But anyways, I'm Joe. This is a Fender Player Series Jazzmaster, and I really like it. I was surprised. I was thinking I was going to hate it. I, in fact, don't. So that is a testament in itself. But anyways, later!